Thank you, Dan. Another round of school closings today in Central Ohio, forcing students to stay at home, but it wasn't for the cold weather.
Columbus City Schools decided to cancel classes due to snowy conditions on the neighborhood streets and sidewalks, and all after-school activities had to be canceled too.
NBC4's Courtney Yoon joins us live from Clintonville. And Courtney, the folks all across Columbus say they're frustrated with their roads and that they haven't been cleared yet.
Mike, Colleen, well, you can see why here. It's like night and day. Calumet has been cleared by plows here, but some parts of Crestview still haven't seen one at all. Parents and residents here tell me it's been too long.
So it's pretty treacherous, and this is pretty typical.
Molly Farrell says the condition of her street, still covered in snow, is unacceptable.
I just have a lot of questions. I'm just curious, why is it that the roads on the side streets never get plowed, and we'd rather close the schools and keep children home and keep them from learning instead of plow the streets?
Parent Beth Marsh says her street is also still difficult to navigate and understands why CCS decided to cancel class.
A lot of the parents, I think, are frustrated. I think for this many days after the snow, I was kind of surprised.
School officials say they've been in close contact with the city's public service team, and the work they've done on neighborhood roads today will help ensure that class can resume tomorrow.
I don't know if maybe their priority or where they're plowing first has changed, but it does seem to be taking longer than when I remember in the past.
The Columbus Department of Public Service says crews started working on Priority 3 streets overnight. About 50 plows are out on the roads, with crews working 12-hour shifts.
And Columbus is a major city now. You know, it's not a cow town anymore. This is a big city, and the kind of things that we need to function are having our streets plowed 3 or 4 days after a snowstorm. And I'm wondering why we don't have that.
The Department of Public Service is asking residents to use off-street parking if they can, or to park as closely to the curb as they can so that plows can get through. And now we're going to head over to where NBC4's Elise Chengary is in the mobile weather lab, taking a look at road conditions for us. Elise?
Good evening, Courtney. Well, as you just said, Columbus City Schools did not have school today because of these side streets, and we can see that right now they're not much different than they looked earlier today. We have Alex driving here behind the wheel, and we've just seen that it's been pretty slippery as we've been heading around Columbus here. Right now, we're right here on Dakota Avenue, and you could see just how much snow is built up on the sides of these cars throughout this street, and even the sidewalks that aren't clear. You can see all the snow piled up. Many sidewalks also, like I said, not clear, so just slush all over the place. Be careful when you're driving on these icy roads as well. These side streets have been making it difficult for many to get around, like Mike Capella, who's a driver for the Meals on Wheels program here in Columbus. He says he's been delivering these meals for about 9 years now, and he said he's seen the roads pretty bad before, but recently this has been the worst with how much snow is piled up and then nothing's even been cleared.
The most challenging really is the sidewalks or the driveways or the sidewalks going up to people's houses. So the roads I can navigate okay, but you never know what you're going to get once you get on that sidewalk. Sometimes it can be a little icy, or the client that we're dropping the meal off to doesn't have the ability to shovel it. So you really can get into a lot of snow, and that makes it a little bit more challenging than when you don't have those types of conditions.
To be honest, some of these roads that we've been driving through, these side streets, look like they haven't even seen a plow at all. So you can just understand some of these neighbors' frustrations. Obviously, these are considered a priority 3 roads here throughout the city. I've also seen throughout the day a lot of cars getting stuck in the snow, people trying to push their cars out. So just be careful if you have to do any of that. Maybe if you're clearing out that sidewalk and then your driveway, maybe put that shovel in your car so you don't get stuck anywhere. But just be careful because the roads are still a bit icy and slushy, of course, heading through these side streets here. Local for you in Columbus, Elise Chengary, NBC4.
Thanks, Elise. Do you think the Snow Warriors are doing a good job of clearing neighborhood streets? We've posted a poll on the NBC4 Facebook page asking for your thoughts, and apparently 13% of the folks who responded think the city is doing a good job plowing and salting the side streets, but a whopping 87% believes that more needs to be done. Let us know your thoughts. Visit the NBC4 Facebook page tonight to cast your ballot.
Falling temperatures and snow-covered streets could lead to another day of school delays and cancellations. Wake up tomorrow morning with NBC4 and find out if your student will be heading to class or staying home again. An up-to-the-minute list of closings and delays can be found online as well at NBC4i.com.